Hey everyone. You may hear some music in the background. I'm unsure what this is on my shirt. But here I am. I'm here to record another video for you. Thank you for entering in to my space. It's a beautiful day, y'all. I know y'all having a great day. Like, life is really amazing when you start to learn how to not be a victim anymore to your circumstances and a victim to life and a victim to everything. And this is what helped me, y'all. This is what helped me literally see my life change. And I'm going to be honest, it definitely did not just happen in 3 months, 6 months, but I did see progress within those times. So I would say, like, after really 8 months to a year, of me really going within and understanding who I am and why I am these ways is when I started to see changes within me. And a lot of us just want to get to that end point and have everything. But a lot of us also grew up on programming that really stunted our growth, programming that was not helpful for us. And that caused us to really internalize a lot of things. So, this video is about the true manifestation of victimhood, how victimhood manifests in children and people and everyday Americans, everyday people, how victimhood has manifested itself into our lives. And of course, if you already here on my show, you would know that I have notes to the side. So, yeah, I'm just going to leave that alone. I have notes over here about what I'm speaking about. So let's get to it. Okay. So internalization of other people, actions or viewpoint towards you. So the internalization of other people's actions or viewpoints towards you. If you're young and you don't understand that if people are mean to you, if people are rude to you, if people are just not nice, it's most likely for a certain reason, right? And most of us have internalized what other people have done to us, how other people see us, and what other people say about us, think about us, act towards us. All of that has shaped our identity. So this can come from a parent, a friend, a father, anyone, like someone from a job, a teacher. It could be either one time or just a constant criticizing or belittlement or gaslighting, okay, from either one person or multiple people over time, okay? And this is how victimization starts because no one ever acknowledges the hurt that was caused within you. And if somebody never acknowledges that, you really feel like this is how life is supposed to be or this is what it's supposed to be. And yeah, most people will call themselves a victim. So, for example, if you have a friend and you like a guy and your friend knows that, right? And she says, okay, yeah, 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 he's hyping you up and all of that. But then she decides to go and talk to him. And she just says, oh, well, I thought you didn't really like him like that. Like you were acting scared before. So I just went ahead and you acting like you didn't like him. Okay. You will feel like, you know, so many things. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Okay. So from that circumstance, you can internalize that from what happened, okay? And if another situation happens a little bit later on where you actually have to, you know, take responsibility for your actions, if most of the circumstances you went to were never addressed, and now you have to take ownership of your actions for something that you may have done. You may not want to take accountability because you never was acknowledged. Your hurt was never acknowledged by anyone, so why would you acknowledge anyone else's hurt? And that's internal, that's subconscious, that starts to happen after multiple times of you not being recognized, or you not your hurt not being recognized, or whatever not being recognized either by you or by anyone. um Another the other, way victimhood manifests itself into our bodies, our mind, our soul, is we sometimes it's because we're unfamiliar of how to handle situations in our life. We don't have the correct tools to handle situations that come up in our life, right? We can either be a victim, or we can be a survivor. You know, there's so many people who say, I survived this. And there's so many people that says, this is sad that happened. This is what happened to me, you know. Most of us don't know how to change our viewpoints of situations, okay? We only can see it one way. And I know we all have certain things we have went through in our life. But if we cannot change our situation or change our viewpoint of a situation, it can lead to victimhood. It can. For example, our last example, um, like your friend was dating the guy that you liked, okay, and her response was, "Oh, I thought you didn't like him." Now, I'm not saying so you got to have the correct response each and every time something like this happens, but instead of internalizing what happened, such as, "Oh, no one cares about me," or "Nobody cares about my emotions," or "Nobody is acknowledging me," like I shared my stuff and nobody cares what I shared to them. So many different things. Instead of internalizing it, we have to understand that others sometimes act out of hate. So they sometimes act out of jealousy. They sometimes act out of how they feel inside about their own selves and what satisfies them and gratifies them. And sometimes you're not even on their mind about how you feel, because you never know what happened in their lives. Someone never could have acknowledged them either. And now they're projecting that onto you. So we have to understand that nothing is wrong with us, that sometimes people do things because of how they feel about their own selves. Now that has to be told to you, that has to be taught to you. If no one ever teaches you that, and people just say, "Oh, well, just ignore them, just do this, just don't bother them, just do this." Now it's like, okay, well, how do I handle these internalizations that I'm having? And know that you're still amazing. Like, you're still a great person, no matter if this person over here kicks your boyfriend, or this person over here says, "I don't like your outfit today," okay? We have to be able to have confidence in ourselves and know who we are and what we like about our own selves. So, the last reason why, well, the last of the couple of reasons why, how victimhood manifest into our lives. It's also through some things we can't control: DNA, bloodline, culture. Victim mentality can be passed down through DNA, bloodline, culture, um, environment. My amazing son was coming to talk to me. Um, like I said, it can be passed down. Victim mentality can be passed down through DNA, bloodline, culture. If you are familiar with a pattern in your family or your bloodline or your culture, you are ahead. That is the first step, is to become aware of, hey, this has been in my bloodline for this amount of centuries or decades or generations. This has been in, my lineage or my culture for centuries or whatever. And that is the first step, is becoming aware and having a realization that, hey, this is not me. This is not all of me. I'm adopting some things that has been given to me from people before me, right? So the next step after that is knowing, you know, most of your life you may have internalized other people's inner worlds. Okay? This is another big step, that hey, most of what I'm feeling and thinking and seeing and um, perceiving and how I'm seeing things is sometimes it's not even me. It's not even how I see it. It was how this person saw it. It was how this person saw it. It was how this TV show saw it. I never had my own identity. And if you can realize that, most of my life I have internalized other people's inner world, and that all actions come from inner worlds. I am sitting here making this video because in my inner world, I want to be able to teach people. I want to be able to help people get out of victim mentality, because it's such a nasty thing, because you will never be happy. You will always be upset about something. You will always be mad about something, and you will think that is a normal state to be in, and it's not. And it's not going to help you get anything, right? Except, more victimhood. So, after you know those two things, that hey, a realization that hey, this is in my family line, it may be in my DNA bloodline, or hey, I may have internalized most of other people's inner worlds, and I'm living it in my world now. All actions come from inner worlds. Okay, give yourself grace, starting now. Like, give yourself grace. Know that hey, I may not be perfect through this journey, but it's going to be worth it, and me changing who I am. Become accountable and responsible for you and your feelings and thoughts. Okay. um there's so much that I really want to teach on, but it's like, this has to be in increments. I don't want to just teach you everything at once, and most of my channel is about victimhood, right? And like I said, most of what we do comes from within us. It comes from the world we live in within, and how we see the world. And I can get more in depth with that on another video, about how we create context. You know, I could say it here. I just like I said, the true manifestation of victimhood. This is how victimhood comes about, right? And in another video, I'm going to show you how victimhood, or how our inner world really creates our reality. And then, you know, you no longer have to be a victim, because you are in control. That's really what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to create a video about that. But like I said, I know that people may have not acknowledged you in your life. People may not have acknowledged your feelings and emotions. We're grown now, okay? If you are grown above 18 years old, no longer look for your parents or friends, families to acknowledge you and validate you, okay? They are who they are right now. Yes, people can change, but they are who they are right now. And what I learned is I have to mother myself and father myself, and let me know that, hey, my emotions matter. Hey, what I feel matter. What I see matters. I can choose what I feel and what I see. I'm worthy. I'm worthy of great things. I'm worthy of expressing my emotions. I'm worthy of grace. I'm worthy of. It's just so many things that I had to understand. That I had to be more nice to myself, gracious to myself, even when I make mistakes, and even when I don't, perform the way I want to perform, and I'm not where I want to be. There's so many things and layers to this, and I'm so excited to teach you guys about this. So, like I said, I know it's hard because no one has acknowledged you, but if things are happening that you may be responsible for, um, it's just so much. I'm not gonna do too much, y'all. I'm not gonna do too much. Just this is the true manifestation of victimhood. Okay, I will teach you more things in other videos, but Many victimhood comes from just not being acknowledged of your pain. And sometimes you can be like too get too much acknowledgement for your pain, and you really like that feeling of victimhood, of that feeling of being cared for and acknowledged, but we have to figure out a different high or feeling we want to feel instead of that feeling of being a victim, like you get so much attention, da, 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 da. But when you're not a victim, most people really don't. So that's why people really stick to victim mentality. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Internalization of other people's actions or viewpoints towards them it can cause a manifestation of victimhood. Unfamiliar of how to handle situations in life, so you would internalize situations. Just not knowing what to do and not knowing how to get out of situations can make you feel like a victim. Can make you feel like nothing's going right, nothing's, you know what I'm saying? And also DNA, bloodline, and culture can also be passed down to you. So basically, you guys, make sure you just stick to being graceful to yourself. Always just being graceful, learning new information. That is how you get to another level in life. Thanking God for where you are. It's an amazing life we're living. A year or 2 years ago, I was in a different place mentally. I was so just hurt and crying every day. I was not in a good space. Like, I was crying every day. I was depressed, sad, and I noticed that it was all from me. I created all of it. I was sad and depressed because of me. Yes, things happened in my life, but I added context to that, which made me depressed. And now it's victimhood and me thinking that nothing can change from this and that nothing's going to be great for this. I'm just not good enough. I'm just not this. Bad things just happen. Where, life is just this, okay? But when I figured out about spirituality and how everything comes from within me, life started to change. So thank you so much for clicking on my channel. I hope you guys have an amazing Sunday week ahead of you, and I will be back with some more content. And look through my other videos. Trust me, there's so many good gems in it that's going to help you. It may not produce, I'm probably not teaching you how to manifest and how to, all this other stuff that people want to hear about and how to be rich. But I'm teaching you how to be rich spiritually. And that's something that is never going to leave you. That's something that always will stick with you and stay with you, and how to be a great person to other people, and how to have maximize your life and have a great life and love everyone of all cultures and love everyone of all different backgrounds and just let go and be. And look, there's hope.